Mumbai, the financial hub of India, is also home to one of the world's largest slums. It's called Dharavi. It's a bustling industrial center where many things are made, but many residents live below the poverty line. Life can be hard in Dharavi, but one tour company is bringing visitors and money to the slum. VOA correspondent Pande took a tour and spoke with Alex Villarreal about it. Let's check it out.
With 1 million people crammed into less than 3 square kilometers, Dharavi is one of the world's most densely populated slums. One organization gives outsiders a glimpse of life inside this bustling Mumbai neighborhood through walking tours aimed at dispelling negative stereotypes of slum life. Reality Tours and Travel CEO Stephanie Hayes says visitors are surprised at what they see.
That's what people don't understand. There's hospitals, there's schools, there's businesses, there's industry, there's everything in here. And I think people are shocked by that. They're shocked by there's major streets running through. I think for me, the industry is kind of what sets Dharavi apart.
A lot of times the stigma associated with slums and people who live in slums, I was so astounded just in my experience walking through of the amount of labor that is going on. I mean, these people are building things, making things that not only are used here in India, but all over the world. And I think that's what opens the eyes of so many people who go through these slums, and whether as a tourist or as someone who lives in Mumbai, I don't think they're aware of how much entrepreneurship is going on. And I think that's what I was really surprised about. I mentioned it in my story, $650 million a year. That's a great deal of money that is coming from this one area of the city. And we have people they're taking everything that is thrown away, plastic toys, broken toys, bottles, everything. And anything that you would throw away normally, they have a use for it there.
I know that this film, Slumdog Millionaire, that became so popular. How accurate do you think those kinds of portrayals are as compared to what you saw yourself?
Oscar-winning, great story, but I think when you talk to some people in India in particular, and they don't have to be living in slum, even some of the middle and upper class, I think they weren't too happy with the way the movie portrayed slum life, and also they thought it was kind of indicative of that, someone who's never been to India or never seen it or visited it would have this image of what India is like, and even what slum life is like. So I think you have to see the good and the bad. I mean, yes, there is a lack of basic infrastructure. There is poverty. But at the same time, you don't want people to take away that as the only image of India and just the only image of slum life. I mean, these are people who live there. They've lived there for generations. This is their home. What I was really surprised by doing this story is that when I was trying to get to Dharavi, I was really, really surprised by the number of Indians and the number of Mumbai residents who've never even visited Dharavi. And when I told them I went there, they were astounded.
Let's talk now about these children that you covered. Do you have any idea what percentage of children in slums are actually attending school?
India recently passed in 2010 a Right to Education Act, which guarantees free compulsory education for everyone up to the age of 14. And so they do actually have, the government says they do have 86 or 90% enrollment rates among children. It's a really high percentage. But the issue is, do they stay in school? Number one, they might go to primary school, but they don't make it past 5th or 6th grade or even middle school and forget about high school.
In just 1 year, a group of 15 volunteers has transformed this public park in Mumbai into a makeshift school, where some 250 children from local neighborhoods and slums come to enhance their learning.
Very good.
2 Mumbai residents started Angels Express Foundation in 2012 after finding that many of the city's more than 4 million school children still lack basic English and math skills. In fact, despite high enrollment levels of primary school children, a recent nationwide study found that only half of those enrolled in the 5th grade could solve simple subtraction problems.
What struck you seeing these kids in that environment?
Honestly, what struck me, and I've been to many different schools, obviously in the US and in India, what struck me is how eager these children are to learn. I think many people all over the world, many children take for granted the fact that they get to be in school and they get an education, a good education. I think these kids really understand the value of it.
VOA's New Delhi correspondent Pande.